YouTube, what is up guys? So my name is Andy Schrock. I own and operate Revive Skateboards and Force Wheels with my good friend Brian Ames. I did this without any sort of knowledge about how to start a company, and I got through a lot of weird dilemmas that arise as you're doing this, and I'm using my knowledge to make a video to tell you how to start your own company because I get a lot of questions on how to do this. I actually did this video one other time years ago, but you know, I have a little more experience and wisdom, if you may, since I've been doing this a little longer. I'm gonna give you the lowdown. Hopefully a lot of you that want to start your own company or project or whatnot can take from this video and go forth with a better mindset and how to do it properly. Now keep in mind, I am just telling you what I've experienced and what has helped me. So if you're doing something vastly different, make sure you do your research, and actually I'll get to that in just a second because research is the most important thing you can do when starting a company. But a little bit about me and what I do. I started doing YouTube videos, okay? I just did skateboarding, skits, whatever goofy thing entered my head, I would make a video about it, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm still doing that to this day, and it is a blast. It is literally a life that I could never thought imaginable, and it's a dream come true, it really is. But from my videos, I started getting requests for actual skate product. Eventually one day I said, you know, okay, let's do it. So I started making skateboards, and I did it literally knowing nothing. So it's taken off. It's been doing really well. You know, I get to just make whatever goofy idea comes in my head, and I get to put on a product and provide good quality skate products to skateboarders all across the world. It's really awesome. And then we decided to do a wheel company, so we do wheels too. We eventually opened up an online skate shop, and then we sell everything in it. So it's a really big project. Like, you know, it has the YouTube videos, which I do personally, that helps promote all of this. There's a lot of details that go behind making all of this possible. But I'm not gonna get to the details, I'm just gonna tell you how to start the company and what you need to do to initially set it up to do something like this. Now, first off, before you do anything, you're of course going to have to come up with an idea. If you're watching this for information, you probably already have an idea, but the main thing behind this is have an idea that you believe in, okay? Don't just start a shoe shop if you don't care about shoes at all. Make sure you're somewhat passionate about it. It keeps the drive going, you know? You wanna be doing something good with your life. You don't wanna end up at some job that you don't actually care about doing. You want to wake up and be psyched for what you're doing. So with that said, have an idea that you care about, and then move to the next step, which is doing research. I get so many questions all like, hey, how do I do this? It's like a random internet comment is not going to get you the information you need, okay? Especially like when it comes to me, like I'm way too busy to reply to my comments, and I apologize. I do my best because I work a lot, I'm a dad, all that stuff. But my point is, you might ask a person with the exact same situation as me, working a lot, raising a family, all that stuff. So do your research, use google.com, okay? It's a great thing. You can put anything into google.com and there will be information coming back at you. Make sure it's a valid source, but if you do enough research, you're gonna find out what you actually need to do, and especially if you're not gonna start a skateboard company like me, if you're gonna start anything, because different operations are gonna have different things required for them. So do your research and know what you're getting into, okay? Don't just blindly go out and start doing something. You can't just set up a shop on the corner and say like, hey, I sell shoelaces, who's buying? Okay, you could do that. Probably not gonna be that effective, okay? So keep in mind, do your research, use google.com or whatever search engine you're using when you shouldn't be, because google.com is the best one. And now if you're selling a product or a service or whatnot, it's the same thing as your idea. Believe in it, okay? If you're gonna have a product, have a good product, don't have a crappy product. Like for instance, our decks, we tested several different wood distributors until we got the right one. Same with the wheels. Like we only sell stuff that we truly believe in, you know? Like have a good product. If you could have an awesome name and image and whatnot, but if someone gets it and the thing falls apart right away, it's not gonna be good, okay? So believe in what you do across the board. That is what I'm trying to say, really. If you're confused on how to actually make your product, like no matter what it is, like I said, do your research, you're gonna find out. Like for instance, if someone told me how to make a bike, I have no idea how to make a bike, but what I would do is I would go on there and find people that make the frames, you know, make the chains. There's probably somebody out there that makes the entire thing, and it's a starting point at least, you know? You gotta figure out what you want your price point to be, what you as the consumer would want to purchase a bike for, and then you're gonna be like, okay, well, if I'm gonna sell it for that much because that's how much I think it should be, I need to find someone to manufacture it or manufacture it myself and have the cost at this amount so I can actually make a profit and keep this going, you know? I mean, obviously, like like I said, like believe in what you do. It shouldn't be about money. Like I didn't start any of this because of money. I did it because I wanted to honestly be doing something with my life that I actually wanted to do. And you know, like if your heart's in the right place, then you're probably doing the right thing and money will come. So don't think about it that way, but like I said, do your research on how to actually get these pieces and think about how it's gonna come together to actually keep the business going. If you'll notice, I'm getting tired of walking. Now I'm just sitting on random things in the warehouse. Now once you have your product in mind or your service and what you're going to be doing, know your market, okay? For instance, if you're selling that bike, to specifically like 30 years and up, okay? If I don't know what kind of bike that would be, but I'm just saying, like, if it's just for 30-year-olds and up, how are you gonna sell it to them, okay? For instance, a lot of older generations don't get on the internet as much, so maybe you should focus on retail, or or do a combination of both. You're gonna know where to sell it, and you're gonna know how to actually advertise that. Now, in the social media age, it's very, very easy to advertise your product. You can do it very cheap and effectively if you use your brain. But with that in mind, make sure those promotions are actually appealing to your age range, your what is that freaking word? What is that word? Your demographic, okay? You make sure wherever you're putting your promotions and your advertising, it is going to your actual demographic. Where should I sit next? Ramp. That was super easy. If you're selling online, well, it's very, very easy to get a very cheap, free store. We literally ran our business off of a free online store for at least a year and a half, and it worked just fine. But when we started getting more orders and growing, we kind of had to step it up and get a more detailed, Brian, what do you call it? I don't know what words I'm trying to say here.
An online store.
A more intricate system to handle a bigger, list of products, blah, 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 more orders, all that stuff. And then shipping software incredibly helps. You just import all the orders and you print out the labels and then you stick them on packaging and you send them out. At the very beginning, all that stuff is kind of difficult to understand, but like I said, do your research, figure it out, get all your accounts set up, and you can make this happen. You really can. But the important part of all this is know what you're selling, who you're selling it to, and how you're actually going to sell the product or service to them. Now, as you're walking into the battlefield of business, if you may, and you're actually ready to start the business, you're gonna need to do a couple things. You're gonna need to get your licenses set up, okay? For most typical things, you're gonna wanna get an LLC, okay? That basically separates you from your personal name from the business. So if somebody had a problem with your business, they would go after the name, they wouldn't go after you. They would not be taking your new Ford truck away or your collection of marbles that's worth $10,000, okay? They can't come after you, they'd go after the business because it's an LLC. So that kind of safeguards you. And then you want to trademark your name. We learned this the hard way. We used to be Revenge Skateboards, and we weren't actually in a lawsuit or anything. We just kind of had the heads up like, oh, we might not be able to use this. So we switched to Revive. So if you look at the decks over here, it worked out well because the same branding carried over to Revive, and it created some hype and worked out for the better for us. When we came back as Revive, things just took off, and it was actually really, really good. We are all about the fun of skateboarding, the positive side, just having fun, goofing off with your friends. So the name Revive actually works better for us anyway. My point is that if we wanted to be Revenge, we couldn't have been. So trademark your name, okay? It's a process and it's expensive, okay? You're gonna have to have some money. You're definitely gonna have some money for all of this actually, because for instance, starting up a skateboard company, if you're gonna do it right, you need thousands of dollars. You need at least to do a bare minimum order, because most wood presses aren't gonna let you just order 10 decks. That's not how it works. You're gonna have to order at least 50. And so you need a couple $1,000s for a product to get it off going, and then you're gonna need a couple $1,000s for a trademark. My next part is get a lawyer, okay, which is expensive. A lawyer basically just has looking over everything to make sure you're not screwing up and keeps you safe, and that's really smart too, okay? It took us a while to realize that we needed one. When we did, you just feel better about the whole operation. You just feel like you're going in knowing that you're not gonna do anything too stupid because you have somebody that does this for a living watching you and making sure you don't do that. So there you go. That was a lot of information, I know. I hope I got all of the main stuff out. The points that I really want to stress on is get your licenses, and having a lawyer extremely helps, okay? When it comes to startup, for instance, Revenge, I saved up some money. I put some of it out of pocket and I put some of it on credit cards, and I made my money back. I sold it and now it's a profitable business and we're doing good and growing. But certain things are expensive to start, okay? And you got to think about that. Also, make sure you're on top of your taxes, okay? Because when you're working for yourself, you're gonna have to put money away. So make sure you have that going in, that the money you make on a business, you're gonna have to pay taxes on. So I highly suggest don't even pay yourself for the first year or two. Just let the business grow. That sounds awful, I know, and you can make your own decisions upon that. But that's what kind of helped us, because there's a lot of growing pains, and as you grow, you need to order more product, which gets more and more expensive, and it's a lot to keep up with. I did it. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just kind of made a lot of the right decisions because I did my research and I went with what I thought was right based upon that research. So keep your head on your shoulders and don't get discouraged, okay? Because like I said, I started this out of a basement, okay? I was running it out of a basement, and it was slow and a lot of work, but then all of a sudden it took off. and now I have my own little private skate park, and we have so many skateboards going out to the people that are really hyped to be on a skateboard. I love just creating something like this in the skateboard community. It's a dream come true, and it can be your dream come true too. Just, you know, figure out what you want to do. A funny thing is that I actually have a video, because I've been doing YouTube videos way longer than I ever have been doing all of this stuff. So I will link it at the end of this video to see when I actually start talking about, like, should I start an actual skateboard company? And it's kind of funny to see me. And what I talk about is actually, because I just watched it before I watched this video, and what I talk about actually nails how I feel about it today. And I was like, wow, I'm glad I really had the great idea and I had a solid vision on what I wanted to do, because it turned out really well. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. I love doing what I do. To be working in the skateboarding world in some fashion has always been a dream of mine. And to this, you know, I walk into this room and I still can't believe that it exists. I'm like, wow, this was an idea and it actually came to be. So you do the same thing, okay? Believe in yourself, come up with your idea, work hard, do your research, and you too can absolutely do something like this, okay? I had 4 jobs before I started this. I had a college education, 3 jobs, and then YouTube. So if you count YouTube as job 4, but it was a lot of work. I lost a lot of sleep, and I still lose sleep because I'm working hard at making this still grow, but it's been the best ride ever. So check out that video at the end, and good luck with your own ventures. See you guys in the future, because I do daily videos. So hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. But that's it. Peace out, guys. Hey, Brian, if you had one advice to give to a new entrepreneur, what would you say?
Beware of taxes.
Okay.
Talk to a good accountant.
Blur my face.
Blur your face? I don't have the rights to put it in?
Right now. Blurred. Can't see me. Haha.